You might notice that this is Windows 7. Why is this PC running Windows 7 when the last time you saw it I was installing Windows 11? Well, the Windows 11 install did not work correctly because it crashed halfway through, and then when trying to recover the Windows 10 install, the recovery image was corrupted, so I reinstalled Windows 10, and then with Windows 10 installed, every other time I restarted the PC, it went into preparing automatic repair and then crashed, because for some reason it was failing to start Windows. So then I went back to Windows 7, and surprisingly Windows 7 was the most stable version of Windows on this PC, yet programs were not behaving. I got to the point of installing a few test softwares to check hardware and recover some files because things were just being weird. So I went through the standard diagnostic steps of making sure nothing was corrupt and making sure the RAM wasn't kicking out errors, making sure the hard drive was fine and the SSD was fine. Everything seemed to be behaving correctly. So I got to the point of installing some benchmarking software and things got a bit more weird. If I attempted to open Steam, which I was installing to try and get 3D Mark on here, Steam instantly blue screened the PC every single time I opened Steam. Uninstalling and reinstalling Steam didn't fix that. So I installed some games from GOG because those don't require Steam in order to be installed, and a few of them were complaining that DLL files were missing, files that should have been installed with the C++ redistributables that are automatically installed with the games. Okay, that's a bit weird. So I manually add those files back in, I get the games to launch, and they blue screen the PC when trying to actually play them. So I have a bit of a head-scratching moment for a few hours, and I figure I must just have a bad SSD at this point, because this just makes no sense. And I get to the point of replacing the SSD, and then the PC wouldn't turn on and post at all. And you know what happened? Do you know what happened? Power supply had gone bad. The power supply had gone bad. So unstable voltage was most likely causing something to work half the time and then not work the other half of the time. I imagine it was a drop in voltage causing processes to not be processed correctly, causing corruption on the file that couldn't be detected because it wasn't actually the SSD's fault. I'm not actually sure, but I've swapped the power supply and now I have to start from scratch.